Living with your parents in your 20s, I'ma be honest, bro. I cannot do anything, bro. I cannot even do what I'm doing right now, bro. Like, if they see this, bro, I do not care. Yeah, if you don't see me the next video, okay, that means I got the African belt whooping. Okay, and I'm not gonna make another with my friends right now. Okay, I'm trying to convince them if I could stay here for 1 year, bro, to change my life. 1 year or 6 months, bro, just to change my life. It's like what I'm doing. Yo, if y'all see me in another house, you know, after this video, then that means I'm in my parents' house.
If you're in your 20s still living with your parents, you're a f***ing loser. No motion, no money, and especially no bitches. Yeah, that's what I used to think when I was a kid. I saw these movies and people on social media live out their lives after moving to their own place. I know it was very common in the old days and for the older generations to move out of the house very early. Like once you turn 18 and you're a legal adult, you go off on your own and buy a home for the cost of a McChicken. Back then, living on your own was a sign of being independent and having freedom. It was a standard. So for the ones who didn't move out, it was like there was something wrong with them. But fast forward today, yeah, that's just not happening. The more I grew up, the more I realized that moving out isn't as easy as how people made it seem. With the economic state of the world, it's not realistic for someone to have their own place that young. Especially when you're like 18. Bro, you just got out of high school. You probably didn't work your entire life, and if you did, it was part-time at McDonald's or something. And even in your early 20s, most people just graduated college and have a ton of debt to pay off. So adding the cost of rent on top of that is just gonna be another financial drainage. Either that,
bro, paying for your debt after college is very crazy, bro. Hey, that system though. You tell me you're gonna go to school, and then after that school, you're gonna pay the debt. Like, bro, life is just starting, bro. Why are you grabbing money from freaking young adults? Are you kidding me? That's my question, but I know y'all be like, oh my god, what are you talking about? Just be quiet.
you barely started your career and have a little amount of savings, which won't be enough to buy yourself a home, that's for sure. The idea of getting your own place was kind of like a dream that I couldn't experience, at least when it came to my situation. Because after high school, a good amount of people still move out of their parents' home for college. They'll be out living in dorms, in a new environment. There's tons of events going on in a new city, and they're surrounded by people their own age too. It's exciting, it's fun, it's new. And after living in a bubble with your parents your whole life, that is the first thrill you get when you move to a new place. But meanwhile, I didn't dorm out. Tuition was already expensive, and I wasn't gonna pile on the cost of living on my own. And without any—
Yo, chat, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't finish college. I dropped out, but I don't care, bro. Let's continue, okay? That's what I'm gonna say. Yeah, he's gonna talk about college stuff, okay? I could understand. I went some college, but I was like, nah, let me drop out. Okay, that's what I did. Okay.
Financial aid, the full price of a college dorm is close to $1,300 a month, and you're stuck with a roommate in a shared tiny room. So I didn't find it to be worth it, and I was a commuter to my local university. But not gonna lie, when I saw my mutuals post on social media about their college life and being in a new city, I would get some FOMO. Cause you see these people having the time of their lives, making a bunch of friends while you're still at home with parents. You wake up in the morning and you see mama and papa there, feeling stuck in the same place while you're watching others progress. There isn't anything wrong with living with parents, but there's just some things that you can't do around them.
Facts.
Like sometimes you want to bring your friends over to hang out and party. You can't do that with mom and dad around. Want to bring a girlfriend or boyfriend over? No privacy. You got to be careful on what you talk about on the phone because your parents might be listening in. Even with stricter parents, some people have curfews, which is—
Yo, this is facts though. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm coughing. They might see this, I don't care about, okay? Bro, when I'm in my room, yo, sometime, majority of the time, I just want to film, but I cannot, bro. One of them is over there sitting. Like, what if I yap too much and then one of them open the door in the middle of recording? Like, that's embarrassing.
Kind of crazy if you're in your 20s. There's this app called Life 360, and it's kind of like sharing your location, except on steroids. Because not only do you know where a person is located, you get notifications on the extra details, like when they arrived at this address, how long they stayed at this address for, how fast they were driving.
Yo, I remember I was tracked. Okay, I understand it was for safety, bro. Yo, during high school, bro, I was tracked, bro. My phone was full of my parents tracking me, bro. Even my siblings. I was tracked everywhere I was, bro. So I cannot go like over there after the school, you know, even though it's safe. After high school, bro, like after the school, in high school, after the school, bro, come home, bro. Come home, little man.
One of my friends has that type of relationship with their mom, and when I hear about it, it sounds like they're a dog on a leash. This is definitely the reason for what drives their son or daughter away from the house, where they're so controlled to the point they don't find it worth it to be living under the same household. I'm not in that situation personally. Obviously, living with parents comes with some restrictions, but it's not to the point where it's toxic and I feel like I have to move out. But after seeing both sides of it, being a person who stayed home and also seeing friends getting their own place, they both come with pros and cons. These are the trends I noticed. The biggest one being the financial benefit. Whoever stayed living at home typically had more savings than those who moved out. When I asked my friends to go on a trip, the ones who live in dorms have a way smaller budget than those who didn't. And
Yo, it don't matter what you do in life, whether you're with your parents or move out. Yo, life is so hard, bro. No matter what you are, life is so hard, okay? So you just do what you gotta do, okay? And move forward.
Makes sense because they're the ones who have to shell out a couple
Even though
$1,000s in
really
rent every month. The
afraid
ones who
of
didn't
moving
pay
out.
rent, they could use their savings to go on vacations and splurge if they wanted to. It's like an unpatched method. Live with your parents to pay little to no rent and use that extra cash to go on your vacations. Living at home also gives you more free time too. Back in college, I was extremely locked in. I was working 2 jobs, full time in school, at my prime in the gym, bench 225 at 130 pounds, you know what I'm saying? I fell off now, but a huge contribution to me being able to do all that was because I had the luxury of other responsibilities taken off my hands. I came home from an 8-hour shift and a meal was prepared by my mom. And because I didn't have to deal with the everyday chores like laundry, dishes, cooking meals, that opened up my schedule to be more productive on other things. Now that I think about it, I would be broke as hell if I had my own apartment. Because not only would I be working less hours because I would spend time doing household chores, but every penny I earned working would have to be used for rent. I would be in a cycle of brokenness, like I would be working all these hours just to pay for my living expenses and going back to $0. The benefit of additional time and saving money is phenomenal. Do you think I could have uploaded 40 plus videos this year if I lived by myself? Absolutely not. By the way, like and subscribe. We're almost at 30K and I would really appreciate it if you click those 2 buttons right there. On the other hand, people who moved out are more independent. Living on your own shapes you to be someone else.
Yo, I swear to God, bro. I hope I'm gonna be here, bro. With my
and you'll grow in a way that wouldn't be possible with your parents' support. No one's there to hold your hand anymore. And when you remove that security blanket, you become self-reliant. By managing your own expenses, learning to take care of yourself on your own, you evolve. For example, one of my friends could not cook if his life depended on it. One time he served me bacon like this. Them shits was still oinking. And ever since he moved out, he had to buy his own groceries, prepare his own meals, and his cooking has actually been pretty good. I'm willing to bet that if this person was thrown in a random city with no connections, they'll be able to figure out how to adapt. And I'm sure that gives you confidence because you can navigate your life through unknown situations. Being out on your own also forces you to talk to people. If you're in a new area full of strangers, you'll eventually venture out to make friends. When you're out exploring the city, you'll probably...
Bro, I know everybody be like, oh, save, you know, live with your parents. But let's be honest, bro, this economy is impossible to save, even though if you try. When you live with your parents, bro, majority of the time, bro, you're not gonna even like become up, you know, you're not gonna level up, you're gonna stay. You have to go up, man, like this guy said.
To the people that share the same interests and become very close friends with them. And now your connections expanded from just your hometown. At the same time though, for the ones who stayed in their hometown, I feel like the closeness of old friends grew even stronger. I just wanted to call out the differences between living on your own versus with parents. I know it's easy to get blindsided when you're watching other peers. You're gonna compare yourself with things you don't have, but the reality is both have their own blessings and benefits and both have their own problems. It kind of sums up to this video.
You see, that's what I'm saying, okay? Everything you do in life, bro, whether with your parents or by yourself, you're gonna have problems. Because, bro, life is full of problems. I feel like that's the nature of life, bro, okay? As long as you adapt with it, you're good, bro. And you learn from it.
Finally, my own apartment. Oh man, this is great. It's peaceful and it's quiet. Hello to my new life. Oh man, it is so nice not being around my parents or my siblings. And it's great.
Yo, if I had a new apartment right now, I would not be comfortable, bro. I'd be doing what I do, bro. Okay, 24/7, I'm doing content, bro. Don't play with me. I don't get comfortable until I'm up there, bro.
Not having to wake up to a vacuum cleaner or dishes being slammed
even if I get
around
paid
at
like
7
10K a
a.m. Honestly though, I am kind of lonely. It's so weird, I don't have anyone to hang out with. Man, I really wish my mom was here to cook.
Yo, Chad, I'm not gonna lie. I know people on the internet, they be like, oh, I bought my new apartment, and days later, they be like, oh, I'm lonely. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I don't care. I like being lonely. Yo, I swear to God, but I'm not, all jokes aside, I like being lonely, bro. I like to sit over here and like brainstorm 24/7, bro. I'm a loner, bro. Like, I don't care, bro.
Hey mom, I miss you. Oh my gosh, there's so many dishes. How am I supposed to pay this bill?
But going back to our main topic, if you're in your 20s living with parents, that's okay.
That's
but if you
okay,
do
yeah.
decide to move out, that decision shouldn't stem from societal pressure.
As long as you
it shouldn't
think
be like,
about your
oh,
future.
everybody else is moving out in their 20s, so I should too. No, it should depend on what you're trying to accomplish for the next few years in your life. If you want to be in a brand new environment, venture out, gain some independence, and meet new people, you might want to consider living on your own. If you want to save as much money as you can for your future, it might be a better idea to stay at home. Nowadays, you really got to consider the financial aspect of it though, because we already know the cost of living and rent is atrocious.
Have you seen how much apartments cost? I'm not gonna lie, if you a grown-ass man and you still living with your mother,
nigga, stay there.
So you have to think about the trade-offs to even afford it. It might come with having a roommate, a smaller room, living in a dangerous neighborhood. Regardless, if you find moving out to be worth it, that is ultimately your decision. Unless you got kicked out of the house the moment you turn 18, but that's a topic for...
Yo, for anyone who's watching this right now, okay, do not let this video scare you. Okay, yes, anybody can hear anything and see anything and then they get scared. But you know, don't get scared. It's just life, bro. Okay, just continue doing what you're doing. Okay, everything is gonna be good, but don't worry about it. The universe got you.
Another video. I do have to say though, when you're an adult living with your parents, it's easy to fall into being babied. And what I mean by that is that you might still get treated like a 13-year-old even when you're 25. And I think you should be aware that living in this bubble with the comfort of your parents' support should not be a permanent thing. No matter what, you are still relying on them, which is okay, but have a plan. You should not be depending on your parents forever. That's how this whole stigmatism was created, where you're that guy living in their mother's basement and incapable of moving out. And I said incapable, because there's a difference between having the full capability to move out but choosing to stay, versus having no other choice but to stay.
If you're in your 20s, you're living with your parents, bro, have a plan, bro. We cannot rely on them. Like, bro, we gotta have a plan. You have to have this one plan, so much so that there's no plan B. Always plan A, bro. Yeah, better see me in the next video though, okay? I don't know where I'm gonna add, over here or over there, okay? If I go back, bro, I don't think I could do this, bro, okay? I could like film and everything. I'm gonna try my hardest, bro. Okay, I do not. YouTube, if you're watching this, please subscribe, okay? I really appreciate it. Thank you.